don't mind. It's alright. You can say that I'm insane to go for the gold, but in one ear and out the other. Talk your shit while I get rich, it never gets old. Cause someday soon you will discover you're gonna miss me when I'm famous, when I don't remember what your name is. I know right now you think I'm crazy, trust me, cause you're gonna miss me when I'm famous. The world is mine now, watch me take it. My name in lights, I'll be the greatest. So go ahead and say I'm crazy, hate me, but you're gonna miss me when I'm famous. Fancy cars, private planes, straight to VIP, I'll be there. Yeah, I swear. Cause it's in the stars and I'm on my way. You just wait and see, be prepared. I'll be there. Roll your eyes and give advice that I'll never take. Cause I know you don't see what I see. Time will tell, I wish you well, and hey, when I make it, you can say you used to know me. You're gonna miss me when I'm famous, when I don't remember what your name is. I know right now you think I'm crazy, trust
Hello, hello, hello.
you're gonna miss me when
Welcome to the stream.
when I'm famous. The world is mine now, watch
थोड़ा सा चुप हो जाए. ठीक. Yes, we are back again. अपन 16.
Kaya shimmy at Jafar Tavern right now.
अच्छा दिफरा तरह तुम क्या? Hello, Kaya.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried every type of liquor we...
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. It's just as well, I suppose. I do have other matters to attend to.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern? You itching for a lecture from Jean?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease her? The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, I'm actually at Jafar Tavern for strictly business purposes. Sumeru spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain very popular spice... That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as...
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some spice merchants in Port Ormos about
Okay.
some potential collaboration.
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master D-Luke are gonna make a tidy sum from this one too, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets
Okay.
passed
Okay.
along to Don Winery or not depends on how nice I'm feeling.
Hey, using your
Hmm.
job to settle personal grievances isn't very knightly, Captain.
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar,
Okay.
though. I just came here on the sly once, when I was very young.
And?
Do I have to? When I said we could talk about the old times, digging up my past wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Well, all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. I overheard my adoptive father talk about sending a team of merchants to Sumeru during a business meeting. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my roots? They're in
Hmm.
Conria, which is said to have been located deep underground, somewhere near Sumeru.
Why?
And so I
Country,
stowed myself
country
away amidst the
underground.
cargo and silently joined the merchant delegation on their trip to Sumeru. But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. Their leader promptly found me, and before I knew it, my adoptive father was dragging me back home by the... It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have a more thrilling story for you.
Okay.
Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up,
वो फिर से
and
आ
so
गए.
I started caring less as well. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful land of Mondstadt for no other reason than simply to keep me alive, as well as ensuring that I'd be safely cut off from certain things.
Dainsleif आया.
The thought that I
Dainsleif.
might be able to actually live a happy life there must... This is obviously all speculation. Simply put, I'm afraid that I'm not particularly in the know on this topic. These days,
ये पूरा मेरे लिए नया है इसलिए मेरे को
Ulrich is...
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me,
Dainsleif.
what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Dainsleif?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt.
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted, Kaya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
Okay.
What?
I take it that
मेरे
you
को
weren't
पता
aware
था.
of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine. I suppose that was why my father left me in Mondstadt.
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. And in any case, I recognize your eye. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change.
भाई इसके गला में कोई दिक्कत हुई
If
है?
you've already let go of your ties to the past, then keep it that way.
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way.
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from Mondstadt, I'm not accustomed to this sort of atmosphere. So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I have always been. Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute, so I'll leave the three of you to carry on the conversation with...
Well, alright then.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
Okay.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions. But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your sister their princess, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if
Okay.
she was the founder, she'd be the queen, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you remember?
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil
Okay.
plan. We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was recovering my health recently, I suddenly remembered something. Your sister. She mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought.
So, you're going to the place that she mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, we were somewhere in a
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll discover some secret...
No. Now is not the time. No, it's just, I'm still waiting for my drink.
Seriously?
फिर से चल रहा हूँ मैं यार, लेके चलते नहीं है। कौन है? नहीं।
Wait. This place,
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon.
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity here after all. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait. It's an extinguished bonfire. Forest ranger looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire, too. That's responsible.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter.
If you say so. Huh. So there really isn't anyone. Hey, look! It's a bull! Guess whoever you...
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicine.
Oh, so it's a medicine bull? Hmm. See... There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever's inside might bite her fingertips off. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken, too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing.
Yeah.
Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big...
Yeah.
This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person doesn't look like there's anything else worth their attention here.
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly.
Noises?
It's not much. Just some minor adversaries.
Let the show begin. Monsters? Wow, Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters! Let's dance.
Transfixed. Incinerate.
जैसा कैसे मानना पड़ता है भाई.
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be a ley line anomaly, perhaps. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be...
What? You're going alone? You better not be...
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone... Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to handle it alone.
Fair enough. Guess we'll just camp out here then. Good thing there's a bonfire over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. All the... Your cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you. Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue with the nearby ley lines. We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. You know, now that Paimon mentions it, we really have spent lots and lots of time together, haven't so... Don't take this the wrong way or anything, but, do you ever get tired of Paimon being around? Oh, you stop it! Now you're embarrassed. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's curious. What was it?
पेड़ ये बेचे.
The stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon
Yes.
understands. Being separated without even knowing the reason why. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles. And you too, Teyvat. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. about something happy instead, cause if you're sad, Paimon will be too. Alright, it's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up. Oh, come on, don't say that. Paimon just wants to look after you for once. Nighty-night. Go on.
भाई ये कोरोना आ जाएगा इनकी कहानी सुन के बेचारे सिलीस
Hey, time to wake up.
ये वाले
The sun
प्लीज
has risen.
एक सेकंड ये इस तरफ क्यों नहीं जा रहा है मेरे ऊपर से जस्ट मैं रिव्यू करता हूँ बट अभी ये चल रहा है तो ये चल नहीं देना है
What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. You drink... All right. Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to investigate.
ये सीन दिख तो नहीं रहे मेरे को अभी ओके स्पेशल स्टोरी मोड में यार प्लीज करो यार इनका नेटवर्क पे देखना पड़ेगा सॉरी ब्रदर एक सेकंड रुक जाओ हार्ली तो आपके उसमें है ही नहीं कैसे टीवी करूँ ये रही ना ओके भाई प्राइमर डेले तो क्या ही देखना है 81 to 10 उफ 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 बट व्हाई डोंट यू मतलब वो क्यों नहीं किया आपने क्या बोलते हैं उसे व्हाई दिस सेट मतलब मेरे हिसाब से कौन सा है ये हाँ ये सेट अच्छा नहीं है प्लूम ऑफ डेथ उसके लिए थिंग यार 60 है तो आपने कुछ सोच समझ के किया होगा लेकिन फिर भी आयमन इधर ही होगी क्या ही करे
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your nose into my business. Your travel companion. You mean the one that was keeping... Your companion departed for the forest early this morning. That much I saw with my own eye.
ओके
What business is that of yours,
ये
All
मेरे
you need to know is that I claimed this place first.
And what I do here is, do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? I've been observing you, and you don't look like a forest ranger, nor still. I'm warning you, no funny business. Promise me that, and you can do as you please. Okay, fine, whatever. Just move aside. I'm heading in. You... Oh, go on then. Have it your way. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide this anyway. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay?
Okay.
You understand me? Come on then.
Kaya nakat नहीं ठीक ये ले चल
Mind your own bit. How could he be? He was too young for anything like that. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just find yourself a corner to rest if you're tired. Huh? You know Conria? Who are you? Exactly. And how do you know I'm from Conria?
nice
Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. All right, well, I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as
बे ये
far as
कंट्री
I'm
वाले चिंता
concerned,
कैसे है ये
humans who do not worship the Seven are nigh extinct, and all who place faith in the gods are my enemies. That may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few and far between since the cataclysm. This wretched curse of immortality. Who knows how long I must continue to suffer like this? The curse. It was a little gift. We lost our home, our loved ones, everything. The agony of the cataclysm itself was already too much to bear, but then came the curse, robbing us any chance of release.
ये
All we can
भगवान
do is watch helplessly as our
साला
souls froze in our
इतना
bodies
ज्यादा दुखी
decay.
बातें कर रहा है बैकग्राउंड में सुबह का हैप्पी नॉइस ना टुन टुन टुन
Because although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home to any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our fellows. When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. Upon us the gods placed the curse, but those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled. He is Kari Bear, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I can say that out loud with no consequence now, but it was once. I was a noble of Conria, by blood, but I resented the life that my family had arranged for me. Then, one day, I met a beautiful woman amongst the people. Her roots were in Mondstadt, but that mattered not to me. It was love at first sight. Kari Bear faced great hardship from the very moment of his birth. All due to my selfish desires, and I was never able to be there by his side for any of it. After all that, he turned into a hilicho right before my very eyes. I always owed him much, and now at least I can finally be close to him. She was. We were separated. I do not wish to dwell on it. It could be worse. I suffer the pain of loss because I once had everything I could wish for. And now that I have lost almost everything, the little that remains I see with new clarity. If nothing else, at least I still have Caribert.
Hmm.
Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Caribert, but I do have other things I wish to do.
ये पायमन किधर है?
Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Caribert here to Sumeru. Well, it's because he needs a medicine. There can only one which will help him to recover his clarity of mind. I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness against the punishment of the gods. But it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken the mind from a state of deep stupor. It has been used in the past to treat cases of... I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. From the Royal Library of Conria. It was banned. I mean, since this medicine requires the power of the seven to work. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility and craved excitement. I was leafing through some forbidden text and happened upon it. What other choice do I... The gods have already punished us. What does one more sin matter now? Never mind. As long as you understand. As it happens, I am in dire need of some help. My hands don't have the dexterity they once did. Okay. Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties on hand? Could you really? This is the method for making...
adventure time.
ये रहा लोटस.
Off we go.
Is it done? In all honesty, well, the moment has finally arrived. Curses. No! We need to perform one final step to complete. I said before that this medicine relies on the power, which means we must pay a visit to a statue of the Seven. Let's go.
ठीक है.
Look at this. God of wisdom! I will utter no. You and your kind destroyed my home. Wrought unfathomable suffering on my compatriots, yet here I stand before you. You cannot mock me, God of wisdom. I seek not to disavow myself of the sinful blood that flows through my veins. I wish only to beseech you, my son. Caribert. He was... If everything the gods have done was in order to have the impious people of Conria bow their heads, then I bow to you now. I have given up all I ever stood for. All I ask is for a tiny miracle. For Caribert to see this world once more. Please, God. I beg of you. I have...
पीछे भाग रहा हूँ.
Caribert? Well, we've prepared the medicine. Caribert, it's me. It's your father. Caribert. Caribert. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. And that I failed to reach you and Mama in time when you both were suffering. But I'm here now. Papa, are you still angry with me, Caribert? I know you're awake now. Do you not want to talk to me? I'm so sorry, Caribert. Forgive me. Please, say something, anything. Please. Please. Oh, gods above! What more do you want? You took everything from here, and I'd give you my very life if only you cared to take it! But you won't even let me die! I knew it. I should never have trusted anything that had to do with the gods. I was just a... The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. What do you mean? Huh. You really think so? Give up? No, no. Even if I must stay here with him for 50 years? Let's go. The most crucial ingredient in this medicine is the unusual mushroom, which makes things complicated. I grow them. The details don't matter, right? There is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at. I need you to collect some water from... I'll be here, watching Curry Bear. Good. Then please...
पीछे दौड़ने लगाता है।
You're back. Carabear's condition is stable. By which I mean he still isn't responding. Anyway, give me the water. I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever you do, don't let any forest rangers approach the house. Good. I'll be back.
Everybody stand back! Overruled.
भाई मैं क्या नींद है। भाई क्या नींद आ रही है मेरे को। चाय पीने बड़ी लग रहा है।
What happened? Was it monsters? Oh, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't have taken them on all by myself. Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose. I trust you still remember the method. Oh, sorry. I just, after I have been so very wary for many years. If only I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting thought. Thank you for your help once again.
Oh,
We're here. Wait a moment. Hey, what was that? Cory Bear! Oh no! He must have left while we were too busy preparing them. Come on! That's not Cory Bear. Right. Cory Bear's scarf was a gift I once gave to his mother. My eyes must be going. How could I not recognize... Yes. It doesn't seem interested. Yes. The more we know... Did it go in here? What a ghastly place. Has it always existed? I swear I've... Huh. It looks like they're... worshipping. I've never seen anything... Oh...
Transfixed. Overruled.
Is this a teleportation device? What energy is powering it?
Transfixed.
Let the show begin.
अबे यार क्या सो रहा हूँ.
Let's dance.
मेरे को चाहिए कॉफी. नहीं तो अभी यहीं पे सो जाऊंगा ऐसा करके. ठीक है, एक कॉफी बना के. नहीं, रुक जा.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention. Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention. What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please. Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention. What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please. Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
ओके हेलो 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 और तो रख दी थी मैंने पहले अभी 25 होता थी मीन और ठंडा वाला नहीं कोई टेंशन
How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down? Or gravity itself? Seems like I need to find a place to insert the rune.
Shit. Not good. But take it.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Base even here.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place. Do you insist on an audience? Very well. Then I grant you the trial.
ये बड़ा चालू है चल आया
Transfixed!
I'll protect us.
Adventure time! Everlasting as the moon! Laid bare!
Desolation!
Incinerate!
Overruled!
Who was that? He was a perfect being. He had the most wondrous aura, a perilous yet beautiful power. Oh, truly mesmerizing. And yet, you were able to defeat him. Oh, your strength is greater than I had imagined. Let's continue on. I find myself growing more curious by the second and more excited.
वेट कर रहा हूँ. वाइमन चली गई है.
I think we've made...
Okay.
Oh, dear creature,
Oh,
why do you bow
bench.
down? For fear of the unknown? Or for power that you covet? Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For I am no god. I am but a sinner. You are like a flower, born in sin, yet pure, spotless. I know your fate well. You need no longer hold back your resentment, nor accept the countless lies. Go forth, become a transcendent one. Rise beyond the fate bestowed upon you. And I shall shed a tear at the end of time,
Okay.
as I gaze back upon your life.
ये तो गया. ये गया.
What? When I saw that thing, my heart was instantly at peace. I was overcome by a sense of awe. I am. I feel good. In fact, I feel better than I did before I came in here. Oh, is that... Cory Bear? Oh, thank goodness. He's still okay. I have a strange feat for this to happen. Right at the moment when I was dreading worshipping at a statue of the Seven. You say that I bowed before that thing, so perhaps it might be just as effective. I have to try. No matter what, you said it yourself.
उठने का.
Papa?
Cory Bear! Oh, my goodness, it worked! It's a miracle! Oh, Cory Bear, my dear son! You see, it worked!
Where's Mama?
Mama is Cory Bear, look at me. Do you know?
Of course. Your papa.
Yes! Salvation! Sweet How do you feel, Cory Bear?
Yes. It feels like I just woke up from a long, long sleep. I dreamed that I was hiding in a little room. I didn't dare go
हाँ
out the whole time, and I
हैं
didn't want to either.
ऊपर
Wait. My
कहाँ थी
body! What happened to me? Is this me?
एक सेकंड आया फिर से बहन चो ये काम काम देना और नहीं करता है We are back again.
Papa, what's happened to me?
Don't panic, son. It's just. Well, there's no more Conria here. No more home. But, do you know what that means? No more red sky. In this world, you have to be a little monster, but you get to stay.
Am I?
No, of course not. Look, Cory Bear, you still have Mama's scarf on your arm. That means she's watching over you, protecting you. Yes, really. You've only just woken up, and this must all be very confusing for you. Just rest here for now. Oh, and you have to never take off your mask. Understand? Whatever happens, you mustn't.
Okay, Papa. I won't.
Not since that day have I been so glad as I am now. I can't. I knew that placing my hope in the Seven was a waste of time. I even worshipped at one of their statues like a common fool. Never but once a murderer, always a murderer. I was naive to think that the gods who conspired against us would ever. But the god we saw in that cave. Now, that was a truly. That wondrous power. It was.
मरेगा ये.
Enchanting. Now then, after one besieges a god, and the god responds by answering their prayers, should they, piety is hardly my area of expertise. But surely I should honor the god that has honored a sinner. Oh, don't be absurd. You don't know a single. You and I have both witnessed his divine power. When has the Seven worked a miracle like this before? Never. He is a god, mightier than they, and yet you would call him a sinner. Oh, no matter. Believe what you will. I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
ये तो मरेगा. मतलब स्पेशल क्वेस्ट में हूँ. मतलब ऐसे ही मेरे को भागते रहना पड़ेगा बहन. इस बार ही कुछ दुखद होगा उसके साथ. लग रहा है दुखद होगा. तो वो कैसे चला गया. ठीक है भाई. ध्यान दे यार. ठीक है, ये सब अपोनेंट मेरे को डर नहीं लगता इनसे। थोड़ा सा लगता है, अब नहीं। अब नहीं।
No. Impossible. What happened? The Hilichurl worshippers have disappeared too? Was it all an illusion? That's true. Yes, it can't have been an illusion. I still feel that us. It was neither illusion nor coincidence, and certainly no dream. Let's go, traveler. There is surely a reason for its disappearance, and I do believe that someday in the future we shall see it again. Could he really have been a...
ठीक है। आइमन की तरह इसको तो ये चिंता ही नहीं है।
Kari Bear? Where has he gone? Oh, no. Maybe someone else came by and found... No, it can't have been that. There's no sign of a break-in and no sign of anyone having been here. This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by a forest ranger or an adventurer in his current state? They'd... Wait a minute. This isn't how we left it. Oh, no.
देख लिया खुद बच्चा।
The mirror, it's broken. He must have taken his mask off. And see... If he'd just done as he was told. We have to find him.
ये बच्चे चूती होते हैं, रहने दो ना इसको। बच्चे क्या करेगा भाई?
It's his scarf. He dropped it. Looks like we're going the right way. Come on. Kari Bear, where are you? Curses! Forest rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a, Hilichurl?
I asked you first. Don't...
I said, have you seen?
Hey, whoa! Look, sir, there's no need to get so worked up. There are Hilichurls everywhere. What's the big deal? We see plenty of them.
Exactly. Matter of fact, we just took out a few of them back there. Those boneheads.
You forest ranger scum! You spawn of the seven are all the same. I'll have your heads if you so much as...
You're raving mad! You've got some gall coming here to our nation insulting the forest...
Curse you all, forest rangers.
I don't get it. Why make such a huge fuss over a few
He'd only just regained his mind. How could you do... So tell me, forest rangers, did you really...
Jeez, you're really not gonna let this go. Fine, you weirdo. If you must know, I happened to cross paths with a solitary Hilichurl when I left the team to, use... I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was just bumbling along in that direction, so I left it alone.
Yes!
Wait, you're
Hey,
leaving? Not even a thing?
भाई ये रखा है कूदने जा रहा है ठीक है बाय बाय
Cory Bear! Cory Bear, stop! Whatever you saw, it was... I told you. We're in a fairy tale world now. Cory Bear? How could this happen? He regained his mind. He must be able to hear. Come, Cory Bear. We have to go home now. Papa's here to take you home, all right?
माँ
Cory Bear,
Papa, I can't take it.
please, Cory Bear. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
It's all too much. Papa!
माँ मार देते हैं
Finally, it all makes sense. Ah, Traveler. Wait, no. Why am I still calling you Traveler? Oh, I have known your true identity for some time. I suspected it was you from the beginning. I had to talk to you to be sure. Oh, of course you
Okay.
haven't. With your status, you can hardly be expected to know all of... In any case, I've been using a fake name this entire time. Ida is the name. My real name is Clotar. Clotar Alberich.
Alvarich
You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, the power inside Cory Bear and the power of the one you call a sinner. It was one and the same. I am positive now. It's the power of the abyss. Oh, at long last, I have seen it with my own eyes. That is no business of yours. A sinner. Yes. Salvation for a sinner can only come from a sinner. Cory Bear did not deserve his fate, but now it's wonderful. He will be able to weave his own destiny anew. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. Huh? Sinister. Dangerous. Oh, I never imagined that you, of all people, would deny the abyss. We once believed
करना ही पड़ेगा ना
you would bring new strength and hope to Conria. To us, you were the abyss. A wondrous mystery far beyond our... And the one who controls the abyss can control everything. We yearned for that future. We looked to you to take us there. But what did you bring us instead, oh Princess of Conria?
इसकी बहन की इतना मारूंगा तेरे को इतना मारूंगा
What did he just call me?
मैं तो अभी ओ भाई हेलो लोग के नहीं नहीं चेंज बता प्लीज मेरे को इधर चाहिए इधर चलेगा
Traveler. Hey, Traveler.
पापा चीज हो गया, चीज हो गया, चीज हो गया, चीज हो गया, चीज हो गया।
Oh, thank goodness you're awake.
Oh
Paimon
भाई,
was worried sick.
What happened while you were unconscious? I checked the ley lines nearby. It appears that the Abyss tampered with them, and they've been in turmoil. Information and memories flow within the ley lines. What did you witness? You mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a great many things, but the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And in the end, after 100 years, he lost his mind completely, and with it his dark legacy lived on. The defiled statue that we encountered previously was just one perverse product of his use of abyssal power during his life. You could say that. She wouldn't be the Abyss Order's princess otherwise.
yeah.
Are you alright? You have a troubled look on your face.
So you saw her memories from centuries ago. Through your own eyes. It all but defies belief.
Open.
Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the loom of fate did indeed rear its head during that time, and it seems closely connected to Clotar Alberich's son, Caribert, and what happened to him. And yet your sister never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the moment that she decided to go down this path?
नहीं उसके पास भी है, उसके पास भी है चार्ली चीनो। तो सिस्टर के पास चार्ली चीनो की है।
Indeed. Clearly, this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. This was where it all began. What is it?
The field? What does that have to do with anything?
You mean here? Well,
हैं?
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
a male and female skeleton buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later, and it's holding a silk scarf in its hand. What
Okay.
does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies buried here? What? That's unless Clotar Alberich finally found a way to rid himself of the curse. This all raises far too many questions. I need time to think. And to search, we should part ways here.
Huh? You're just gonna leave? What?
It's better that we split up for now. I think
Okay.
that he might have seen you.
Who's he?
Yes. I have my suspicions as to his identity, but I need to confirm some other details before I can be sure. If the time is right, I will tell you when we next meet.
But what do you mean that he saw the Traveler? How is that possible?
I fear that while these things would limit anyone else, they are no obstacle to him.
What? Why? What is he?
All right, let's leave it there.
Okay.
Get some rest.
There goes Dane. And just like that, it's back to being the two of us again, huh? What is it?
नहीं 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 मैं ठीक है। मैं रूसी जाएंगे हम उसकी फाउंटेन फाउंटेन फाउंटेन।
Good old caravan rebot. Huh. Now let Paimon think. What were we at? Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her. So much has already passed since then. And it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time. And then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
तू क्या देख रहा है?
Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything. So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't...
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you.
Thank you.
Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way,
कोई दिक्कत
should we
नहीं.
go say bye to Nahita? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Take care.
Goodbye, Dia.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, Sumeru.
ठीक है चलो जाओ कोई दिक्कत नहीं. ऐसे ही फाउंटेन में पहुंच गए. ये तो खोल दिया है मैंने. मतलब ठीक है. ये वो खोला ही नहीं है. उधर से कूद जाना नीचे. काफी लंबा है.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it. Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow. Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines. sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think? Good idea. Maybe it gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of...
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is...
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine, too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should... Wait. Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right.
Okay.
After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a bit...
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera, but who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello there.
Huh? I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you...
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, he would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled, but now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and...
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood.
ये कौन है बे?
There's no need for any concern. Allow me to
अच्छा
introduce
ले ले.
myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
मतलब ये बहन के लौड़े बहन चोदियो गेंशिन वाले मजाक कर रहे थे वो उसके ट्रेलर में जो दिखाया था ये दोनों थे बहन और भाई ये दोनों ये मेरे को लगा था एक मिल जाएगा तो दूसरा भी फ्री में मिल जाएगा ऐसा नहीं होता ना
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only...
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us! Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are...
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other.
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it.
Oh, alright then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. Please follow me.
इतना धीरे धीरे चलेंगे कब तक पहुंचेंगे हेलो ठीक
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has...
ओ भाई, ये कौन है? ये नहीं है। अच्छा ये तो बारी मिल गई।
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all. Raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Hey?
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake
Oh.
as you visited other nations, but I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
What?
Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my ability. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Babe, yeah, man.
Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not know?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some...
Of course! That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him. Oh, I bet...
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Fighting gods, I have got a resume. Oh, भैंसगी, इसकी लड़की है, ये ट्रायलर आया है. Fighting a god आया है.
Are you not afraid?
against the divine.
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obvious. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for...
Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler...
Abbe.
Now that's right. This is Fontaine, after all. It's such a grand opera house. It would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Object. 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 Object.
Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon...
Great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of... So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a
क्या हमें वो मिलेगा?
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
Oh, why?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
अबे तेरे से कुछ नहीं होता. तेरे खेल चुका हूँ मैं एक बारी. तेरे कुछ नहीं है तेरे.
Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the predictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to...
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first. Oh, you really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about... I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is...
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now...
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up... We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing as a magical item. These magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of rain.
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these...
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you light.
एक एक चीज़ मेरे को बहुत हो कर रही था, क्योंकि मेरा ना ये गाइड अटक चुका है, ठीक है। ये रिवॉर्ड हार्पन क्वेस्ट, ठीक है, ये सब क्या, हार्पन क्वेस्ट चैप्टर 2 एक्ट 5, लास्ट मैंने रिवॉर्ड लिया था। हार्पन क्वेस्ट इंटरल्यूड चैप्टर 2 एक्ट 2 में अटका हुआ हूँ यहाँ पे, ठीक है। नहीं, ये खत्म करनी पड़ेगी मेरे को। एक्ट 1 and 2 both। अच्छा, ये तो ज़्यादा ही नहीं हो गया है। राजन के पेस्ट भाई, लेकिन बहुत मिलेंगे आपको, 6, 7, 8 मिलेंगे।
No, I believe it. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't. As time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all...
Oh, we hadn't heard that one.
All right, I'll take it.
So you're the blonde traveler that... Oh, a magic pocket? Thanks. Please.
तेरे को क्यों जरूरत है इसकी? तू तो उसमें रहती है।
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can come. Life is all about living it.
You should still...
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now.
Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we...
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more material.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers. Oh, Barbara, go!
ये भाई हाइड्रो है। तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या? हाइड्रो बेंच ये देख, एक ही पंगा है।
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the opera.
Fine. Though the performance is still.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the opera house? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city.
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh?
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't watch her movements.
Oh, he's right!
Shh! Keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run. All right, let's go.
Okay. भले भाई।
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? She said, what should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might. Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. Anyway, I should be going.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already.
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh.
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's...
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right, you're right. I have to admit that the thief was even more but at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so...
What a slippery little thief! Guess things turned out all right in the end, though.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around!
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with...
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's...
अच्छा मेरे को लगा थी।
Oh, excuse me. Aren't you the great magician, Linny? And is
Hello. I don't believe we've...
अभी है कौन है?
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you. Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey across Tibet?
Amazing! You recognize everybody almost immediately!
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who, would I? Wow, today must be my day. Who knew I would end up on the same boat as so many VIPs? Could my vision finally be showing me some favor?
So, Charlotte, what do you usually report on?
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talent. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, You mean the serial disappearances of young women? That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever... If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh! When that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls... Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Linny.
ठीक है। अच्छा रहेगा कितनी बार।
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
पायमोन कैसे बता कैसे दिखते हैं?
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Okay, Hyman hopes we can chat again soon,
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
Bye.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still...
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
को बोलना पड़ेगा।
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a...
Hello.
What
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's not. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets.
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about...
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went. Every time when I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry, it might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. On the day of the performance, just ride the aquabus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in... What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the material. Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner. I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid.
No trouble at all. Don't worry.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, no need.
hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making...
These must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their...
Wow. So...
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician.
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And
but where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can trials
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself. When a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make justice, but... Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines? Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine.
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Conferrie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no?
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments,
तेरी
why
माँ
don't you settle
की
your
चूत।
own debts first? If Conferrie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too! What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far, right, Traveler?
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy.
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you... Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys! Let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
Huh?
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank?
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland. Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself, but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but...
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that...
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, it was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me, she was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it would because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into... In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like a...
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon. So why don't you just go ask your master?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to do—
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight, so engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor.
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally...
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to know this.
Huh? Your vision?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, seems we don't have much to do for now. We might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance. Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are the whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novel, it's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read. Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the opera?
ठीक
I understand that the opera house is on there.
नहीं जाओ अभी तो बहुत देर sorry अच्छा
Add Astra.
मेरे पे कितने हुए Six. कुछ भी एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया 42 ठीक है मैं तो इधर से ऐसे जा रहा है ना इससे 10 मिल जाएगा ना 10 उफ हाँ हाँ क्या होती है बाहर जाना है दिया उन्होंने
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
साइड में लिया जो सैंडविच चाहिए है जो दिया है हाँ दूसरा एग्रो प्लस दिया हाँ ठीक है You're I'm tired.
Whoa, so this is the venue, huh? Not half.
Ah, don't you worry.
Ito, it's just a...
Whoa, compadre! And Paimon! You finally made it! Oh, yeah, and this is Dvorak. I'm using...
Hey, Mr. Dvorak, it's you! Pretty good.
Oh, you better believe it, Minnie Melon. But that's only half the story. This is no ordinary iridescence tour. Me and Jack Attack.
Rockin' for life?
Huh? What, you know? Moom! Don't try and understand it, Minnie Melon. It'll melt your mind.
Okay, speak for yourself, mister. Sounds like you're the one whose mind is melting.
Just a local legend I heard about. Apparently there was a war between the islands of Narukami and Watats...
Such a waste. When will people learn? Make rockin'...
a tragedy to be sure. Countless animals were affected by the fallout. a raven, a bakadanuki,
In the eyes of a rocker, all...
अरे ठीक है
The
चल
story goes that this dog was something like a ninkin.
अरे
It
कोई
would show
नहीं
up out of nowhere in the middle of a battle to rescue the injured animals and take them to safety.
Rockin' and rollin' to the rescue.
In Rito, it inspired me.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What kind of...
Good question.
I
तो
agree.
कोई वो नहीं
You, huh?
You know, this... Anyway, point is...
Oh, yeah, right!
I have faith in Ito.
Rub shoulders is put...
Hey, don't look down your nose at the Arataki gang. I got connections, alright?
Okay, miss...
You can doubt it all you want, Mini Melon, but it's the truth. And there's the general from the Tenryo Commission.
Mutual?
Okay, fair. No first name. Huh? No! What? But that's not all. In fact, they... Then there's the Fox Lady. VIP Also, you know that look. During the Drum-Along Festival?
Wow, look at you!
Well...
it's not
बस
Don't
बस
mention it.
मैं कहा था
You know...
Yep. I always knew him as General.
Miss Heen...
Hey, no need to yell after falling for the... So I wrote Miss Heen. She wrote me back right away. I was like...
That was...
What do you mean? Isn't it like...
That's called...
Really? Huh. Well, either way, all right. Good chat, compadre. There's still a few days left until the big party, so not every... Have fun, compadre.
Well, it looks like it's just the three of us for now. Here we are. I've supplied musical scores and instruments from various regions. If you get tired, the roasted lavender melon zone is just over there.
Hey, cut that! Let's change the topic.
Well, we're planning, but it could take... Only one of them is actually sticking to the plan.
Yep, that's the Arataki... We should help out. We can't let this event...
Oh, I mean... Are you sure? That, would...
No problem.
Exactly. Actually... Oh, also...
Ugh, typical bull chucker. Oh, Paimon would steal the show for sure. Pretty sure he'd yell out, Paimon's so rock and roll it hurts, and then he'd run up. Paimon's just...
Great.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, Shinobu.
Doshin Shikanoin was talking about you
पता है
It's called intuition.
बे यार हाइजू भी मिल जाए ना मजा है
So, why...
Kujo Tengu.
If I were Kujo's...
But then wouldn't Kokum...
yeah.
Magnanimous?
What next?
If that Oni...
Maybe...
So...
maybe just give boss the...
Sure.
Aren't you the...
Don't worry.
Eesh, being a...
Ah.
Ow!
I'm only speculating. What's wrong? Interesting. Well, since I'm going to Rito anyway, I can always...
Seems like Doshin Shikanoin's quite the lone wolf. Well, I'd better get back to delivering these
In that case, guess it's time for us...
Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's that list for you.
Great! Perfect!
Thank you. I'm very grateful for your help. If you feel like flexing your music...
great. Hello. Would you... Great.
अबे तेरी माँ का इसे कैसे डी एस के एस के जे डी के ए एस जे एस डी के जे एस एस के डी 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 जे डी एस के where S K A D D J D J D S K J J D K D J D J D S ठीक है डी अबे तेरी वापी की ठीक ठीक बंद हो जाए प्लीज बंद हो जाओ यार मेरे को डर लग रहा है कुछ हो रहा हूँ चंडूल का तो ठीक है ये तो चाहिए था मैं देखा थी नहीं later yeah guys that's it for a weekly 3 घंटा है बाय बाय टाटा